I'm hacking BBG's Jessica dress today with my friend Karina of Lifting Pins and Needles. Let's jump into it. Hey guys, it's Elizabeth from ElizabethMadeThis.com, and I'm here to help you sew something creative. If that is up your alley, don't forget to subscribe below. Today I'm going to talk about the BBG Jessica dress, which Karina of Lifting Pins and Needles and I decided, hey, this is a really cool dress. It's a really cute pattern for summer, but let's do our own thing. So we decided that we were going to keep the bodice as is and then just change up the skirt. So I made a square circle skirt, and you can kind of see it when I pull it up, that it's got these nice edges on it, which I love about square circle skirts. It kind of gives everything like a nice romantic sort of feel, and just something different than just a plain gathered skirt, which is what the pattern comes with. There's nothing wrong with that. I just prefer to have a nice clean waistline that doesn't have any bulk from gathers. So a circle skirt in general is a great way to change it up, and a square circle skirt is just a variation of a circle skirt, but the same idea, that you get a nice clean waist all the way around that's not going to add any extra bulk around your middle, which is kind of nice. And I will get up a little bit closer to show some of my other details that I've added to this, and I'm also going to show you how to change up the strap. The pattern itself comes with a strap that is just a plain straight strap. It's pretty thin. It's only 1/2 inch wide, and I made it a little bit of a shaped strap, so you can see it. It almost makes kind of its own cap sleeve, but it is indeed just a little strap. So I will show you how to do that. I'm going to save a tutorial for doing the square circle skirt for another time. I made a couple of errors when I was going through that I'd like to refine before I do a proper tutorial about that. Mostly, I just miscalculated for my boot. And so it ended up a little bit short in the back, and so I had to add a little bit of extra fabric, which is not a big deal. I think it's totally fine, but yeah, I just want to play around with more of that so that I can do a really good tutorial for you guys. Okay, so let's get close up on this, and I'll show you all the changes that I made. So in terms of the fitting for this particular dress, it only comes with one size for the front bodice, so there's no cup sizes, so that might be something that you need to keep in mind if you have a larger bust. I think it's really drafted for like a B cup. I am a little bit smaller than a B cup, but mostly the whole bust circumference is too big for me, so I had to grade down everything. But because there's only just a couple pieces and they're pretty small pattern size wise, it really wasn't too bad to go ahead and grade down everything. And I also had to pinch out some of the fullness in between the side front and the center front pieces, so that the bust curve matched my bust curve. You always have these moments, I think, when you really get to know what your curves look like on paper, where you look at a pattern and say, nope, that's not my curve. And I had that moment, and sure enough, when I made a muslin, there was too much fullness here, and it fits just absolutely perfect. It doesn't fit on my mannequin 100% because she's a little bit bustier than I am, but rest assured, this does indeed fit me too. So there's that. And then also you can see that I've chosen to use snaps. The pattern calls for buttons instead, but I didn't have enough buttons of the ones that I had that matched, so I went for snaps instead. I had white snaps though, so I actually painted these with some nail polish. So if you watch my Instagram, that showed up there with me painting my snaps, because that's kind of what I like to do. If something is easier for me to do at home without having to go to the store, and I have something on hand, I'm gonna figure out a way to DIY hack it to make it work. So these are just open ring snaps from Snap Source. They are size 15, and they were white, and I painted them with 2 different colors of nail polish that I mixed together, and then I just put some clear coat. Because these aren't high stress points like a fly zip or something like that, I'm not really worried about these chipping or cracking or anything, but I could always touch up the paint later if I really wanted to. I've done this kind of thing with invisible zippers before, and really they go out fine in the wash. And you know what, you can always paint over them if you need to touch them up, but it's a really simple process and definitely easy to get your look done. The biggest feature that I have in this, besides the square circle skirt, is the applique. So this applique actually started out as an old vintage silk scarf that I found. I thought the colors were really beautiful, and I thought that these flowers were really kind of fanciful, and I love the monkeys. They're like peach, which is wonderful. So I cut out pieces of the silk, and I backed it with heat and bond, which is a double-sided adhesive. Really lightweight, and it's great for appliques. So I backed them I backed the silk with that, and then I pinned everything where I wanted it, and I have to say too, like, I had to make sure that everybody was going to be where the fabric was not draping on me. So the front wants to kind of like pool right there, and that's just the nature of this particular eyelet. So I made sure that I was pinning everything, and that I appliqued everything where the folds of the fabric were not falling naturally, so that you'd be able to see them at the end. And then I just simply zigzagged around everything after I had fused it in place. So really simple. It took some time with this particular eyelet because my needle would hit the eyelet and then either skip or it would break the thread, but that also has to do with me needing to get my machine to get serviced. So that's that. Let's talk square circle skirt. So the thing that I love about square circle skirts is that you get these nice crisp corners. You can see I even mitered the corners, which is another way that you can just kind of elevate nice square corners. Just get that nice little point at the corner. It just they look so nice. It takes very little time to do them, and yeah, it's just the way that the skirt falls. It has this kind of it's an uneven hem, but it's actually easier to sew than a circle skirt because it's square. All of the fabric is cut on grain. The hem is completely cut on grain, so there's no weird bias edges that you get with circle skirts. So it's actually really, really easy and fast to sew, and it just, you know, it adds some visual interest to not be 100% even. So that's all the changes that I made, and I will now show you how I made my straps. So let's go check that out. So take a piece of your favorite paper and make a straight line down the middle of it, of the length of your strap. For me, that's 13 inches. It's probably longer for you. And then decide where you want your shoulder to be, and then mark it as shoulder, and also mark the front side of your strap and the back. And then make another line that's 1/2 inch away from your first line, and then make a line that is 3 inches away from the shoulder point, and taper that back towards the front side of the strap with the French curve, and also flip it around and do the same thing on the back side. And then just true up the line so there's no pokey bits. Just make everything nice and smooth looking. And now we want to add a seam allowance to this, and we're just going to put a 1/4 inch on everything. So I'm just making another line a 1/4 inch away from everything so that everything is nice and neat. Now we want to take the pattern piece and fold it on that first straight line that we drew. And then we're going to cut on that cut line, so that where that seam allowance is that we added, we're going to cut on that line, and that's going to give us our pattern piece, because we are going to cut 2 of these, and then we're going to sew them together. So now I've cut 2 pieces. You can see they're in the flat now, and I want to put them wrong sides together and stitch around the top side of that with a 1/4 inch seam allowance, which I've already done on that first one, and I'm just going to use a straw to turn it inside out. And then when everything is nice and turned out, then you just want to give it a good press. And after this, you just treat the strap just like you would the straps in the original pattern. So when you sew the straps in for the dress, make sure that the curved side of the strap is towards your arm and the straight side of the strap is towards your neck. Don't forget to check out Karina's video about the Jessica dress so you can see her fabulous hack as well. Thanks for watching me talk about my BBG Jessica dress, and I hope you will try out the different strap version if that's something that you like. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching so much. Thanks so much for watching. Elizabeth made this, and there's lots of other good stuff here, so check it out. If this is your first time here, don't forget to click or tap to subscribe. Thank you for watching.